Ubizo, lungibize engalweni. Ngiyokhalela bani nayi iphimbo lami liphindaphinde entabeni. Ngithi inyawo zami ngibeleze kulo mhlaba nemsindo. Ngifunana noxolo ey'ngalweni. Kukhalisa mayemaye emzini kamkhulu, umkhondolo usekhaya.
Sawona to you, sawona to yours, from one great spirit to another. Welcome to Ubizo. There was a time when the doctor, the priest, and the scientist were one person. When healing was not business, it was a covenant. When medicine was not found in only pills, but in patterns, in prayer, in plans, and in purpose. Before hospitals, there were homesteads. Before laboratories, there were rivers. Before chemistry, there was communion. This is the return of the healer, the return of the sacred science of Alkebulan. Before empire came, the healers of Alkebulan were the guardians of patterns. They studied the wind and read the body like a map of creation. They knew that disease was not an enemy, it was a messenger. In Kemet, Imhotep built temples of healing that aligned with the stars. Every corridor a calendar, every chant a frequency. In the lands of the Zulu, the Inyanga gathered herbs under specific moons. In Ife, healers spoke to the spirit of each plant before harvesting. Healing was not reaction, it was a relationship. It required the right timing, the right intention, and the right vibration. A medicine without spirit cannot heal. We were physicians of frequency. The body was not just flesh, it was sound, rhythm, and resonance. We healed through alignment, not suppression. Then came the missionaries and the merchants. They called our healers witches. They called our herbs primitive. Then they burned the shrines, but patented the root. The colonizers studied our remedies, then returned with them in bottles and branded boxes. They took the leaves from the land and left us with the label. And in so doing, they severed the link between spirit and science. Hospitals were built on sacred sites, not to heal, but to replace. Doctors became priests of the new order, worshipping microscopes instead of mysteries. They taught us that health was the absence of disease, not the presence of harmony. They sold us medicine, but stole our meaning. There's a Zulu idiom, something to the effect of amaqiniso azalwa phansi kodwa izimanga zithengwa phezulu. Direct translation being, truth is born on the ground, but miracles are sold from above. The healers of Alkebulan were scientists long before the term existed. They mapped meridians before modern anatomy. They understood the pineal gland before neurology. They diagnosed through vibration by listening, not dissecting. Isangoma knew that every illness had a story, or rather has a story. The Babalawo knew that every imbalance in the body echoes an imbalance in the spirit, and every plant in the forest was part of a divine pharmacopoeia. The West studies energy. We lived it. Where they see coincidence, we saw correspondence. Where they measured, we remembered. And our formulas were songs, our prescriptions were rituals, our healing was wholesome. The colonizers' greatest weapon was not war, it was ridicule. They taught us to fear our own medicine. They taught us that the drum summons demons, that our altars were evil, that our herbs were witchcraft. And so, generation after generation, we closed the gates of ancestors in exchange for acceptance. But every healer carries an ancestral memory, a whisper that says, there is more to life than what you've been taught. The sickness of our time is not only in the body, it is in our separation from the sacred. You cannot heal what you hate. You cannot restore what you ridicule. and you most definitely cannot awaken what you abandon. Therefore, the return of the healer is not superstition, it is survival, because the people disconnected from their healing systems become consumers, not creators. The future belongs to those who merge ancient wisdom with conscious science. Quantum physics now speaks the language of our ancestors sang: vibration, frequency, alignment, energy, consciousness. We are not rejecting modern medicine, we are merely remembering what came before it. We are the bridge. The drum is returning to the clinic, the prayer is returning to the laboratory, the forest is calling back her children. When we heal the spirit, the body follows. When we heal the memory, the bloodline rejoices. And when we heal the land, the nation gets to breathe again. To live is not merely to breathe, it is to dance with spirit. The return of the healer is the return of you. You are the medicine your lineage prayed for. Every time you speak truth, you cleanse the throat of your ancestors. Every time you forgive, you heal the bloodline. And every time you pray with purpose, you rewrite the code of creation. You do not need to wear beads to be a healer. You only need to remember that life itself is sacred. So plant something, pray for someone, listen before you speak, and let the rhythm of the drum restore your heartbeat. Because the world does not need more doctors, it needs healed spirit. The healer has returned, not as a stranger, but as the soul of a people remembering its song. The herbs still grow where the blood was spilled. The drums still echo where the prayers were silenced. And the ancestors still wait patiently for us to remember that healing is holy work. Until next time, okuhle, umusa, kanye nokukhanya ekuhambeni kwakho. Light, mercy, and blessings upon your journey.